MMA scraps is why most shows tap out then cry. We the ones like 'em now at the end of the bout with our hands to the.
Now, we had Jon Jones on a couple of weeks ago, and rather than paraphrase some of the things that he said when I asked about you specifically, I'm just going to play you a little clip, it's a little bit under a minute, of some of the things he said about you, and then afterwards I want you to comment on what he said. Here we
go. With Ryan Bader, I respect him a lot. He has a fast double leg dive, and when he gets his hands around your knees, I mean, he has a powerful double leg dive. He can easily lift you off the ground and slam you down. So I respect his double leg. He's knocked out people with his left hand and his right hand, so I can't play games when it comes to striking. But I just don't think he's embraced the sport like a warrior would embrace the sport. I think he's a good-looking, muscular, wrestler who, who's learning how to punch a little bit, and he's winning fights and moving forward. But I mean, I look at the sport like a lot different than a lot of people. I really embrace the sport. I mean, and I don't really look at him as a martial artist. I look at him as a cage fighter. So I'm going to try to show the difference of heavy hands, just resorts on wrestling people down, and he gets tired a lot too. I respect him. He's never lost. I'm sure he's confident in things.
What do you think about that?
I actually met Jon Jones in London, and he's a great guy. And same here. The respect is mutual. I think he's a great fighter, and very talented. The whole thing is, I feel that I'm a different fighter every time I step out in the cage, and more so in this fight. I feel like I have the ability to finally let loose and showcase the stuff. You ask my training partners. I'm a much better striker and jiu-jitsu guy in the gym. I just haven't really let it all go yet, and I think this is a fight definitely when I'm going to do that. I feel more confident, in my kicks and in my boxing. I'm a lot tighter, a lot more technical, and I love when people underestimate me. I love being the underdog. I've been there before, and I love proving people wrong. And that's what I'm really looking to do. I'm looking to come out here and win this fight like I do any other fight. I'm not really, this fight has a lot of implications for your rest of your career, title shot kind of deal. But I look at each fight individually, and I don't really look past that. I put a lot of pressure on on myself for each fight, whether that be, I was fighting here at a local show or, I'm fighting Jon Jones now, on a huge card. But, I really can't look past that. The means will take care of the end. And my goal is to be a champion. And, Jon Jones is here and he's next. And, that's all I'm thinking about. And that's what I'm going to go in there. And we're going to fight on February 5th. And, I'm going to bring my A game. He's going to bring his A game. And then we're going to see what happens.
Have you embraced it like a warrior, like he says? I mean, do you understand what he's trying to say there? And do you agree or disagree?
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to say, I'm trying to get by on what I have more so than, anything. But, I'm in the gym every day. I'm actually, I'm embracing MMA. I'm mixed martial arts. I do my jiu-jitsu. I do all my stand-up. That's what I'm really focusing on. My wrestling's there. I still wrestle, and I still put it all together. I'm just, every fight I'm trying to be a better and better mixed martial artist, He takes it another level with his, his whole, what he said he was spying on me, Twitter, all that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
He needs that for himself, And somebody asked me if that gets in my head. That doesn't get in my head at all. I don't play the mind games. I don't really talk trash. I feel that we're going to fight in the end. So what's the whole, what's the use of, talking trash to people, because I know it doesn't work on me. So I guess I don't even bother with it. So, this is my life. This is my career. I embrace it fully. And, there's a huge fight coming up, and I'm going to try to be the best fighter, well-rounded fighter that I can be coming up in this fight.
Now, I'm not going to bother to ask you, who you would want to fight next and everything. I mean, you Jon Jones is a huge obstacle. But just out of curiosity, if you were to be able to defeat Jon Jones, where do you think ranking-wise that would put you? Are you going to be in the, quote, in the mix, I mean, the top 2 or 3 where you could get a title shot? Or do you feel like you would still want another fight or two before you would get a title shot?
If I beating Jon Jones, and then, I mean, I'd probably have to say I'm one fight away from a title shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'd definitely be in that, definitely top 5, top 4 kind of, ranked in the top 4 right there. And, there's a couple fights here, like the Rampage fight, Thiago Silva, I don't know if that's official, but, and then, Franklin is always up there too. And, I feel probably just about one fight away from a title shot. Depending on how the rest of the division shakes up, and who beats who kind of deal, and who's injured, who's not. You never know. But I do feel like I'm in the mix after this win.
Now, what was the last day that you were at the Ultimate Fighter? Was that 2 years ago or 3 years ago? How long ago was that?
It was let's see, when was that? It was 2008.
2008.
And
so
I think it was summertime, so probably July,
like
August.
2.5 years ish, around there.
Yeah.
So is it good or bad that in 2.5 years you went from an Ultimate Fighter situation to potentially a title contender? Is it too much too fast, or are you able to kind of be okay with the pace as which is coming?
Yeah, no, it's great. I love the pace that I'm at right now. The Jardine fight was really a turning point in my career. Eric Schaefer, Carmelo Marrero, Vinny Magalhaes, all great fighters, but they didn't have the name recognition. They didn't fight those top guys like beating Chuck Liddell, fighting a Rampage, those type of fighters. And so when I got the call to fight Keith Jardine, to be honest, I was like, I don't really know, what kind of level I'm on. Maybe these guys are on a different level. I just don't even know it, kind of deal, because I haven't fought a big name like that. And I put in a good training camp and went in there, and like the first combination he threw at me, I was like, I'm fine here. I belong here. And ended up knocking him out, and it just gave me a lot of confidence that I can be in there with anybody. Then the next fight is Little Nog, a guy that's been around the sport and beat the who's who of MMA, and it gave me a lot of confidence. And then going into Nogueira's fight, obviously beating him, even more confidence. It just shows that I can beat anybody, and those top guys, you can rotate them all in and out, and they're going to be a tough fight. There's no gimmies in the UFC, especially on this level. But I'm definitely happy with the pace I'm going right now. I'm beating these guys, and I look to go out every time and beat really whoever's in front of me. I'm not looking at people's names and records and all that kind of stuff. I have a task at hand, and I look to go out there and win.
Full of anger and rage.